Hello there, this is Alora, and I'm a prequel trilogy kid.
And this is Dave, and I'm an original trilogy kid. And you're listening to What Does Star Wars Mean to You? The show where we talk to all kinds of fans of the franchise, from industry insiders to indie artists, from obsessive mythologists to mega collectors, all for one goal, to take the hate out of the debate by focusing on one fan at a time to find out what does Star Wars mean to you. Plus, it's just fun to chat Star Wars.
Welcome to our Cantina Chatter. Dave and I deep dive on our favorite aspects of guest interviews and discuss what is interesting in the world of Star Wars to us this week, because it is fun to chat Star Wars. Who did we talk to about Star Wars last week? Fill us in.
Last week, we talked to Denise, also known as Mandalorian Momma. She is a cosplayer who uses cosplay to do charity work, and a big lover of Lego, and just a really kind of like joyful person. Like she has that spark.
Yes, she's just such a wonderful person. Her energy is infectious. I also love her enthusiasm for pink. She's bringing pink back. Which I feel like since the year of Barbie is necessary. I think that we just need to take back the color pink.
Take it back from Barbie?
No, just take it back. I think girls, I think she even spoke to this a little bit, but I think oftentimes pink is our favorite color a lot of the time. It was for me anyway.
Yes.
I literally had a Pepto-Bismol pink bedroom. And then at some point you are convinced that, oh, I'm not kidding. My dad we moved 3 times and I had 3 pink bedrooms. That was a thing. Shout out to my dad. You kind of go through this phase where I think you kind of start to think that it's too juvenile, or it's like a weak thing.
Yes.
It's too vulnerable and you want to be tougher than the pink. So I love that she's just no, my armor is pink. What's tougher than pink armor? Yeah.
Yes. I want that as a bumper sticker.
What's tougher than pink?
What's tougher than pink? Along those same lines, one of the things that stood out to me was she said that when she first started, it was, I believe, before, it's been 10 years. It was before The Mandalorian, and people didn't know exactly, regular citizen didn't know who she or the group really were. They were surprised by the Mandalorians. They were surprised that there were female Mandalorians, which I think also speaks to what's tougher than pink. And and it surprised me because I watched Clone Wars. I was through all the Mandalorian lore during Clone Wars, which is 2015, 16, 17, somewhere along in that era. So to me, Mandalorians have always been around, but for the people she was not the citizens she was interacting with, what should we call just super casual kind of non-Star Wars fans? Citizens?
I don't know, folks outside the fandom?
Folks outside of the fandom?
I don't know, that's too many things. That's too many words. Can you tell I'm still not...
Let's just call them Jawas.
The Jawas. So, I actually really like that.
Anyway, these Jawas didn't know who she was, didn't know that there could be a female Mandalorian. And that reminded me how big The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus show, has been, because it is what's introduced so many people, so many Jawas to The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Wait, so are we starting a petition to officially name the folks outside the Star Wars fandom Jawas?
Yeah, I think so. I think we have to start that.
Okay. Keep an eye out on socials.
This week is the premiere of Mandalorian Grogu, and we're going to talk a lot about it, I think. And leading up to it, there's been a lot of marketing for it. And one of the things I remember on Hyperspace Heroes, 2 weeks ago, Brown Leader was like, oh, you know what? I think I've had enough clips. And I kind of agreed with him. But this isn't about that so much. It is about the first trailer, which was the Superbowl clip. And that was the Mandalorian Grogu being pulled by Tauntauns across a winter landscape. And it had VO that was very
Mhm.
like Miller beer. I mean, the whole thing felt either Budweiser or Miller beer. I forget which one does the horses in the Super Bowl.
I feel like I have a text from you that literally says that you clutched your pearls. You saw it.
Yes. When I saw it, I was like, what is this? What are they doing to Star Wars? I was horrified. In that moment, I think yes, there was some disappointment in not seeing actual movie footage. Having this hey, the Mandalorian Grogu trailer is going to be in the Super Bowl. Don't miss it. And my reaction was, it was the first supposed footage of the movie, and I was really excited about that. And then it was on, and for some reason I was thinking it was going to be 30 seconds of movie footage and throw to a 2-minute trailer. And when I saw it, I nearly missed it because I was watching it and I was like, oh, wait, this is it? This what? Huh? Who? What?
Yeah.
And I think there was a little bit of disappointment. And then it felt weird that it was a beer commercial parody to me. And it felt a little bit like it cheapened the movie. Okay. And that's where I got a little offended. But then as I thought more and more about it, and it took some reading of reactions online, the realization that this is exactly what Star Wars does all the time. It is so even from 1977 or 78, as soon as they could start integrating it into things, they were integrating it into things.
Oh, yeah. The Muppet Show, Sesame Street.
Yes. Yes.
So many examples.
I mean, like pop culture, it instantly became a pop culture icon. Even as far back as Donnie and Marie. And I would even argue the holiday special is a pop culture moment.
Oh, yeah.
But beyond that, the other thing it did, and it's always has done, was going back to the Mandalorian Grogu being a parody beer commercial. One of the things that bothered me too was the fact that it felt like too much Earth within the Star Wars universe, or too much Star Wars universe within our planet Earth, or our reality. But things like the Muppet Show, Sesame Street, even the holiday special, they all did that, and those are just pop culture references. R2D2 and C3PO showing up in places, not a big surprise. Chewbacca was a big shows up in places.
Well, and then all the brand integrations, too.
The brand integrations, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you're more familiar with the original trilogy.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Did I have C-3POs, the cereal? Yes, I did. Did I have the Pepperidge Farm Star Wars cookies in the shape of characters? Yes, I did. And
I did have Star Wars fruit snacks. I feel like that's carried generation to generation. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Well, fruit snacks was a very big thing in the 90s, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I lived off of fruit snacks and actual fruit. That was all I wanted.
Yeah, you guys got fruit snacks. We got dry Pepperidge Farm biscuit cookies. These are basically the most vanilla of cookies you could possibly have. Yeah, the brand integrations is such a big part of Star Wars, and there's nothing more connecting to our reality than, hey, you want a Pepperidge Farm cookie? Or, hey, do you want C-3PO cereal? It 100% breaks that fourth wall.
Well, and I think it also starts to bleed over into, in the breaking of that fourth wall, it starts to bleed into things that are maybe a little bit more outside of pop culture, but are actually our lived everyday life.
Yes.
I was not aware of the anti-drunk driving campaign. You turned me on to this when we were prepping this episode.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't it fantastic?
It's fabulous.
It's a bunch of the aliens at the cantina, and someone's drunk, and they're like, yep, you can't drive home.
Yeah, I feel like I have seen it. I watched it, and I was like, this is vaguely familiar, but if you had put me on a game show, I probably would have gotten that question wrong. Like, I wouldn't have connected the dots. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
The
I get
PSA
it.
of it all.
Yes. And again, you're right. That is a very like, hey, this
Mhm.
is reality. This
Yeah.
is our reality, which is, kind of ironic that they then parody a beer commercial for Mandalorian Grogu. Like PSA
Somebody, like,
anti-drinking to
decades down the line.
yes.
I don't know. It's so much a part of the fabric of our storytelling. I think about like, do you ever wonder like what was the equivalent of like advertising during like the famous Greek tragedies, like, way back in like ancient Greece or like Shakespearean times? Because like that's a similar cultural phenomenon that we're talking about, right? Like what were the reference points? And you look at like our storytelling today. I know this is like cracking you up, but like I have a point. Like,
whoa, hold on 1 second. I'm just thinking about all the great things. It like the tragedy of is it Odyssey?
Odysseus?
Ulysses.
Oh, Ulysses. Yeah.
The tragedy of Ulysses, brought to you by olive oil. It's like Romeo and Juliet, brought to you by Bangers and Mash, two things that go great together. That'd be awesome. I would love to be in like 1600s Shakespearean. and
I'm sure someone's done research. I would be fascinated to know. Like, are there any anthropologists listening? But also just like, you think about like these are that was phenomenon of its time. Those are stories that kind of felt they were big and they were groundbreaking. And you know that because there's so much the fabric of our today's storytelling. Like you can often take any story and relate it back to something Shakespeare developed.
Yeah.
In terms of trope, in terms of theme, in terms of just the structure, like all of it. You look at Star Wars and then you see how much it's become the fabric. Like we're joking about advertising and it feels weird to say brand recognition when we're talking about like a government PSA, but it is kind of that, right? Like it's similar in vein.
The reason they use it is because it's popular and people will listen. It captures your attention because it's something that's within the pop culture space that everyone's attuned to.
Yeah, there's that adorable, I don't remember which car it is, but the kid that is trying to use the Force, and then it's the electric start car, and like he gets spooked because he thinks he did it. Like that's like one of my favorite commercials ever. It's Volkswagen. But, we're laughing about advertising and kind of campaign support now, and how people are using that to leverage their product or their message because it's popular and people listen to it. But there's also so much evidence of this being part of the fabric of like how humans communicate with each other too. Like how many clubs out there are Star Wars themed just because it will engage somebody more? Like I'm thinking about like there's so many kids in STEM clubs that are like Star Wars Galaxy themed.
Yes.
As a way to get kids interested in science, like as an example, how much of the vernacular Star Wars is, like not just the May the Force be with you, but like you see it all everywhere. People quote Star Wars all the time in regular conversation.
Even though it's wrong, everyone seems to know Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, because the line is, no, I am your father. But as far as the world is concerned, the line's Luke, I am your father. And that's like, it just shows how deep Star Wars goes into the fabric of our culture.
Yeah. And so you and I were thinking about this and we were kind of putting this together. Denise got her wheels turning and I was listening to Taylor Swift. And I'm not going to lie, she completely inspired this thought. This was the earworm, right? Okay, from start to finish. We're having this conversation. We're putting this outline together. I'm listening to Taylor Swift, and there's a line in one of her songs that has to do with folklore and like stories like unraveling and stuff. And I was like, holy shit. Star Wars is folklore because it no longer belongs to its creator. It belongs to everybody. It's at the same level as Santa Claus or Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty. Like, you know, if you kind of like, it's everywhere and people reference it in all kinds of ways and it's become the fabric of so many other things. It belongs to everything and everyone at this point.
Yes. It is so like the idea, even, I don't know if I want to say this, but like even politically, everyone uses it to represent themselves as rebels in whatever they're fighting against as the Empire.
Yeah.
So you see that kind of like, I think very few people are like, you know what, I'm the Empire and you're the rebels.
Well, and oftentimes the people who the other think is the Empire sees it inverse, right? Like that's the biggest issue.
Exactly. Yeah, you have two opposing sides. Each one consider themselves the rebels and the other side the Empire. And I also think that I love this idea that it's folklore because it belongs to everyone. Because Star Wars also, within social, within your day-to-day life, you use it to express how you feel either A, about yourself or about a situation. It's people constantly use it to represent and to describe who they are. Is that
or emphasize a feeling? Yeah.
Emphasize, that's a great way of putting it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And just to like follow up on this idea of it being belonging to everyone, that Volkswagen commercial, when we were first talking about it, I was thinking that was 2014 and part of the roll into The Force Awakens, after the Disney sale. But it's from 2011. It's from 2011 when there's no Star Wars out there to sell. Like, the Clone Wars was like maybe season 3 or 4, but that's on Nickelodeon. It wasn't as big then as it is now, I don't believe. So here's a movie property that hasn't had anything in theaters for 7 years or 6 years since 2005. Not only that, featuring a character who really wasn't in the movies since 1983. This little kid is Darth Vader. Using the Force to turn things on and then finally, or trying to turn things on and finally turns on the car. I feel like it goes to show that Star Wars was part of, I keep saying our fabric, but it was folklore because everyone knew the reference, even though it was a 28-year-old reference. I'm not really counting the prequels because Darth Vader's not really in the prequels that much.
No, he's not. It's a fucking genius ad.
Yes.
Because what it evoked, not only in it being a like dark period of Star Wars not being new and out and again, like you said, like there wasn't a story to sell. The combination of being so relatable that a child, like that child wonder, right? The imagination side of it. The theme already, like everyone clicked in because like Star Wars' musical theme is so identifiable and evokes a lot of emotion for people. Even those who are not considered super fans, like everyone knows where they were the first time that they saw the scroll in the theater. Bringing all that together to sell a car was fucking genius marketing. Like when it's folklore for me, when it transcends its own world, it becomes so much the fabric of our own that like on the one side, there's a shorthand to maybe like an ideal morality or hope or family or love or something, that's a little bit more brighter. And then on the dark side of that, no pun intended, you can also have it as a shorthand for references of control and authority and oppression. And, and so people kind of use it interchangeably to emphasize, their point, really, when you boil it down all the way. And I think I kind of touched on that a little bit when I was talking about like using Star Wars as a way to get kids into science. Like that's genius. But there's a lot of other examples of that out into the world that you and I dug up, like fan films.
Fan films. I mean, talk about I I feel like this is a cruel way of saying it, but talk about taking something away from the creator and making it everybody's. And I think to an extent, George Lucas and Lucasfilm recognized what fans wanted to do and was hands off and let them and supported them. And I think that's amazing. And I also think that's a big, maybe not reason, but it helped with making it more ubiquitous, more everywhere. I think another one, and this is within Disney, is Star Wars Visions. Not just allowing, but paying for all these different kind of stories that represent so many different cultures and backgrounds. And taking that lens, a cultural lens, and reframing or reimagining what the Star Wars story is, while also integrating a lot of the mythology of Star Wars. I think that to me says folklore like to a T, and Disney paid for it.
Yes.
I'm just always shocked when Disney lets people do anything.
Yeah. Well, I think George really, I think that talk about a creator who really knew what they had.
Yes.
Not only did he make the product, but he ensured that he owned the rights to it becoming so much the fabric of our society, to it becoming so much of what we use to define brands and to just kind of like make up our world and use it to explain our world. And then he profited off of it. Masterclass.
Masterclass. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm trying to do this thing called Dave's Dark Side, where it's my chance to be kind of selfishly critical of something. We always talk about taking the hate out of the debate, and that's what we want to do. But also that doesn't mean not being critical. And this one is how do I want to get into it?
Dave would like one corner of our show to complain. And that's fine.
Yes. I want a moment to be able to rant. And this week, with Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, one of the things that I know, and I'm already seeing it, is what are the opening weekend numbers? What does that say about the movie? It has right now, it looks like 80 million. And how much did it cost? What was the budget of the movie? Because if it is like 3 times the opening weekend, it's a flop. And all I want to say is, let's get out of the number business, because we're fans. We don't need to, what? I feel like that's what destroyed Solo, a Star Wars story, this idea that it was a flop. And now I'm seeing, as we see with everything after a couple of years, you know what? Solo, a Star Wars story, was pretty good. Well, yes, it was. Everyone was so obsessed with, it cost this, and it only made this amount, and it was a flop. And it's like, did you like the movie? Just go in and be like, you know what? I like this movie. It's good. I don't care if it makes 80 million or 800 billion in the first weekend. Mm-hmm. That's not my department. That's the marketing department. They can have that. Because in the end, the reason we're so obsessed with numbers is because marketing used it to say, hey, this is big. Going all the way back to Star Wars in 1977, it invented the word blockbuster.
It literally invented the word.
And marketing was like, oh my God, we gotta get this out. Everyone wants to see this. You need to see this. And every summer since has been like, you know what the blockbuster is? Batman. You know what the blockbuster is? Superman. You know what the blockbuster is? Jurassic Park. You know what, guys? We get it. Movies make a lot of money. We don't have to judge our fandom by the amount of money it makes. We can just enjoy the movie. And I beseech you, if you're going to go see Mandalorian Grogu, just decide if you like it. Like, don't use these numbers to make an argument of like, oh, this is a flop. Everyone at Lucasfilm's going to be fired, because that's not happening.
I really love that your dark side corner of our show that you prefaced by saying, we want to take the hate out of the debate, but I'm going to complain about this, is actually you just yelling for everyone to be more positive.
Well,
it's you saying, hey, stop hating on the shit we like.
That's absolutely right. You're at 100% right. But am I wrong? Am I wrong on this one? Like,
no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I vote yes. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Is that the thing? Do I vote?
I do want to. I want to evolve this into dark side, light side. So it's
okay. Well, there's your light side. Your dark side was actually hidden in the. Your light was hidden in the dark. You're just shouting for everyone to have fun. Yes, there was still good in you.
So that's what Star Wars means to us this week. Join us on social and let us know what you think. Is Star Wars folklore?
Yeah. Or am I just listening to too much Taylor?
Do you want to see advertisements from Shakespearean plays?
Yeah, if there's an anthropologist listening or like somebody who studied like ancient marketing, like please comment.
Yes.
I'm deeply curious.
Ancient marketing. Yes.
I don't know if that's a thing, but it should be.
Dave's Dark Side, what did you think? Are we too money obsessed? Am I crazy? Should I not be shouting positivity so loudly? Join us on social at Star Wars Means to You. That's at Star Wars Mean, the number 2 and the letter U, and we're across all the socials. And next week, we're off for Memorial Day. And the following week, we have author P.A. Cornell. Mm-hmm. She's an award-winning Chilean-Canadian speculative fiction author. She's the first ever Chilean-born finalist for the Nebula Award. And her new book, Shoeshine Boy and Cigarette Girl, just came out and is available now. And we talked to her all about, all about Star Wars. Let's face it.
It was all about Star Wars. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
I don't know what you thought you came to listen to. Yeah.
We chat Star Wars with her.
A lot.
So until then, may the Force be with you.
And with you.